It is a bumpy start to the month of March. Showers and thunderstorms pressing across the area. Now we get set for temperatures to go below freezing.
State police are investigating a fatal crash in Mercer County that sent a man off the road and into a tree.
They want answers. Tonight, concerned citizens in Estill County are questioning county leaders about radioactive waste illegally dumped at a landfill.
WKYT News starts now with First Alert Weather.
A stormy start to March. We're tracking storms moving across southern Kentucky. This is the scene in Laurel County right now off Kentucky 80. Emergency management officials say the roof was blown off a mobile home and one person was injured.
Most of the strong storms have now moved out, and now it's the temperatures that will be taking a big tumble. We begin with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey and a look at the First Alert Defender. Chris?
Yeah, numbers are dropping as we speak and coming in on a very gusty northwesterly wind. So as we go through the evening, we're going to see those gusts at times still approaching 40 miles an hour or a little higher. Had a gust at 44 over the last hour in Louisville, 35 miles per hour with that high gust in the past hour in Lexington. Some areas will hit 40, though, over the next couple of hours. And look at the colder weather coming in from the west. Already down to 41 Fort Knox, 51 Lexington. Earlier in the afternoon, it was 65 to 70 across much of central and eastern Kentucky. Will be below freezing by 11 o'clock tonight. That's how quickly the numbers are dropping as that area of low pressure that is now across the Buckeye State continues to work its way on out of the Ohio Valley. That is pulling in that colder air. You notice a couple of bands of thunderstorms across southern Kentucky. That's getting on out of town. Two more little gusty bands of showers now progressing across central and eastern Kentucky. That band that's right on top of the BG Parkway will press into the Lexington area coming up here over roughly the next half hour to an hour or so. That'll have some heavy downpours, and along and behind that, you're going to have winds that will crank to 40 to 45 miles per hour. It's a bumpy ride as we open up the month of March. Guys, we'll show you how we roll through the rest of the week as March comes in like a lion. 7-day forecast in a little over 10 minutes.
Chris, thank you. And remember, you can get the latest radar, forecast, and weather headlines on WKYT.com and the WKYT News app. You can download it for free in the app or Google Play stores.
Police in Mercer County are trying to figure out what caused a deadly crash earlier today.
That crash happened around 11:30 this morning in the westbound lanes of the Bluegrass Parkway near mile marker 53. The road was shut down for hours. Victor Puente is at the scene in our top story at 5:30.
State police are investigating this crash. They believe one of the people involved was pushed off the road and eventually struck a tree. State police say both drivers were heading west on the Bluegrass Parkway around 11:30. Witnesses told them 71-year-old William Hooper of Lawrenceburg was in the slow lane when another driver came upon him.
Approximately, 40 miles an hour, according to the witnesses.
Police say that other driver tried to go around him, but didn't make it.
He steered to go around him, lost control of the vehicle, and went into the other vehicle and forced that vehicle off the road.
He went down an embankment and struck a tree head-on. He was pronounced dead there at the scene. State police planned on doing a reconstruction of that crash.
That'll be up to the reconstructionist, but probably we'll have to close down the slow westbound lane in order for him to do what he has to do.
Anderson County crews helped with responding to this crash. It's because it happened right at the county line between Mercer and Anderson counties. In Mercer County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
The state police say they don't believe weather was a factor in that crash because it happened before it rained in that area.
A huge turnout in Louisville today where Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump just wrapped up an event. Trump was joined by New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, who endorsed him last month. Since his second-place finish in Iowa, Trump has won every primary and caucus and nationally has a big lead in the polls. Trump's visit comes just days before Kentucky's caucus. Today, he had a message for Kentucky voters.
We're going to take our country back and make it great again. So on Saturday, very important, because everything we do, it's all wonderful, but if we don't vote, that's not so good. So Saturday, you have to get out and vote, okay? The 5th.
We'll have more from his rally coming up on WKYT News at 6. Tonight, Donald Trump will head to Palm Beach, Florida for his final Super Tuesday event.
They want answers. Tonight, Estill County leaders will be taking questions from the public about radioactive waste illegally dumped at the Blue Ridge landfill. Our Monique Blair is live at the Estill County High School, where a public forum is scheduled for 6. Monique, what do county leaders hope to discuss tonight?
Well, Amber, that meeting is set to start in a little bit less than a half hour, and you can see people have already started to show up here to the Estill County High School. Now, the purpose of this meeting is to explain to the public the entire process of exactly what happened and what led up to more than 1,500 tons of radioactive waste to be deposited in the Blue Ridge landfill. Several people are slated to speak at this meeting, among them several state officials, the county's emergency management director, and a spokesperson for the landfill. Again, this meeting is being held so that the public knows everything that is going on, because new information is coming in constantly.
Today's just kind of for the public to get the background information of everything that has occurred up to this, and also so that the public has a chance to voice their concerns. As you all can tell, I'm sure you follow social media and stuff, there's been a huge outcry from the community here, and rightfully so. You know, we live here, we work here too, and, you know, we want answers. We want to know why this happened.
Now, after about a half dozen officials speak to the crowd, they will take questions. Now, this meeting will be held here in the school's auditorium. The auditorium holds about 600 people, but the county is prepared to open up the gym if more than 600 people show up. I'm reporting live in Estill County. Monique Blair, WKYT.
Monique, thank you. Police are expected to be at that meeting just to make sure that things don't get too rowdy.
A man convicted in a deadly crash has filed an appeal with the Kentucky Supreme Court. Our county-by-county coverage at 5:30 begins in Laurel County. A jury found Justin Wibbles guilty of murder in the crash that killed Jerry Thompson in June of 2014. Last week, a judge denied Wibbles' request to have the verdict changed or vacated. The Sentinel Echo reports Wibbles filed a notice he was appealing the judge's decision to the state Supreme Court 2 days later. In Bullitt County, Shepherdsville police say they've arrested a man accused of shooting at another driver while his child was in the car. Police say 22-year-old Curtis Wyatt was driving on I-65, passed another driver, and then slammed on his brakes. That other driver then swerved and passed Wyatt. Police say that's when Wyatt pulled up and started shooting. The other driver told police he hit Wyatt's car to defend himself. They also say Wyatt's 18-month-old son was also in the car. Now, Wyatt faces attempted murder charges. And in Franklin County, part of the Singing Bridge has temporarily reopened. The state closed the bridge in January to retrofit steel trusses with new steel. Some of the steel will not be ready for a couple of weeks, so the southbound lane is open for now. Once the new steel arrives, the bridge will temporarily close again to finish the repairs.
Firefighters across the state have been raising money to help the family of a Lexington firefighter who is battling cancer. Matt Loxton is back in his hometown of Louisville after undergoing his first round of treatment in Chicago. Today, a Lexington business got involved with the fundraising efforts. Lexington's Double H Barbecue on Versailles Road is donating 10% of its sales to the Loxton family.
We have a lot of firemen come in, and we've always worked together pretty well. We've done the Ronald McDonald House with them. This was a cause that we thought was a great reason to give back, so that's truly why we did it. And like I say, the firemen have always been great to work with.
Lexington firefighters are also holding their own fundraiser to raise money for Loxton's family. They're selling 120 raffle tickets. Each ticket will go into a pot, and there will be 12 different drawings. There are 12 prizes up for grabs. 2 of the big prizes are firefighter helmets. To get a ticket, you can go to Fire Station 3 on Marino Street.
UK is playing their next to last regular season game tonight on the road against Florida. And when they are at home back here in Lexington, the UK cheerleaders are at Rupp to help get the fans up and cheering. Billy has our good question tonight. Do the UK cheerleaders have scholarships for cheerleading? The national champion UK cheerleaders are coached by Jomo Thompson. He tells me we do offer scholarships. If someone makes our blue team at tryouts, they receive a full in-state tuition scholarship. This year, in-state tuition cost approximately $5,500 per semester. Coach Thompson says we give out 16 of those. Anyone else receives a $500 scholarship for making the team. He says we have 45 members on the cheer team. Now, money for these scholarships comes from funds in the president's office and the Athletics Association. And there's also an academic scholarship available to the UK cheerleaders as well that comes from an endowment fund set up back in 1981 by the McCracken family. To submit a good question, send an email to goodquestion@wkyt.com.
Millions of voters in a dozen states are heading to the polls today for Super Tuesday.
Many presidential candidates are already looking ahead to this weekend's primaries and caucuses. Bill Bryant breaks down how Kentucky's caucus will work in the bottom line.
Good evening. It is Super Tuesday, and voters have been going to the polls or to caucuses in 11 states today, mostly across the South and in New England. It's the largest single day in the nominating season, and it will set the stage for Saturday's Republican caucuses here in Kentucky. On the Democratic side, Hillary Clinton is hoping today is the day that she gets enough momentum to appear to be unstoppable for her party's nomination. She appears to be running ahead in the 6 states that make up what experts have called her Southern firewall. Bernie Sanders, meanwhile, has been targeting 5 states. That includes 2 with caucuses today and his home state of Vermont. And even as voters are at the polls in so many states, Republican frontrunner Donald Trump is in Louisville making his case ahead of Saturday's Kentucky caucus, when 46 Republican delegates are up for grabs. Louisville authorities had a traffic advisory this afternoon ahead of the anticipated crowd for the Trump event. Marco Rubio will visit Lexington on Friday. He has received several high-profile endorsements in Kentucky, including from former U.S. Senator Jim Bunning. And Dr. Ben Carson, who indicates he will carefully assess things after the votes roll in tonight, made a stop in Lexington yesterday. Kentucky doesn't get the spotlight alone this weekend. Louisiana also holds a Republican primary Saturday, while Kansas and Maine hold GOP caucuses. Of course, the Kentucky caucus is happening in the first place because Senator Rand Paul convinced the state party to have it, and he largely paid for it. It was the only way that Paul could run simultaneously for president and for re-election to his Senate seat. Kentucky law does not allow a person to be on the ballot for 2 different offices. Paul ended up dropping out, as you know, of the presidential race early. We'll have more on the Trump visit to Kentucky later. CBS News will have Super Tuesday coverage coming up on the evening news at 6:30 and on a primetime special at 10 o'clock tonight. Bill Bryant, WKYT.
People living in Lexington's north side could soon see more construction. A new development has been proposed for an open space on Leestown Road, not far from Greendale Road. Development by Anderson Communities would bring 600 townhomes and apartments to that area.
The proposal, called the Village at Great Acres, also includes plans for a bank, drugstore, and a gas station. The owner of the nursery that sits on the property now says he is selling his property, but the sale isn't finished yet. He expects construction to start within a few months. Others who live in the area aren't as excited about the new development.
It just feels like an encroachment upon our privacy. It feels like just pushing development in an area that was more residential.
The housing development still needs to get approval from the city's zoning committee. They are expected to look over the plans for the project in 3 weeks.
Now, your